Alrighty. We are on start call number 28. I cannot like even believe we've been meeting for 28 weeks now. Oh my gosh. And some of you have come to these every single time and it's freaking awesome. These are the kind of people that I like to associate with. So, anyway, without further ado, I will pass this along to Laura Lockey and yeah, let's have an amazing Monday night.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for jumping on. I can't believe I have the privilege to interview Jess in regards to her transformation relating to her physical transformation, financial, and also her personal development. I've seen her transform in the last month more than most people have. So enough of hearing about how I feel. Let's see what Jess has to say. So Jess, can you start us off with just basically sharing your story, how you got started, and just the background of how when you started Isagenix?
Yeah, definitely. Well, hello, everybody. I am Jessica Hughes. I live up in Bozeman, Montana. I am a CPA up here. I do taxes and accounting and payroll and all things numbers. And basically, my story with Isagenix is I started 2 years ago, and before I started the products, I basically just felt wore out, wore down. I was a little overweight, about 30 pounds overweight for my healthy weight for my height and age and all of that. And so that gave me pretty low self-esteem, and I had a stressful job, and I was just always stressed out, always tired. And so that's kind of how I was when I started using the products. And once I started using the products, my transformation was pretty phenomenal. It was almost instant, probably 3 or 4 days in. I could start feeling the difference. My energy went up. My self-esteem, like, even though I hadn't even started losing weight really yet, I still was just feeling better about myself. I had excitement for the day. And definitely once I started losing weight, I just loved looking in the mirror and really just couldn't believe what I was doing with just a little bit of discipline in my eating habits, and started doing a little bit of exercise, nothing too extreme, like 20 minutes a day at least, and maybe a couple times a week, a longer workout. So I did a little bit of exercising, but not a whole lot. And I do remember probably a month in, I was doing my hair one day, and I had my arms up, and I could like see a shadow on my arm, and I had to like feel my arm. I could actually feel muscle in it, and I just went crazy. I like been running out of the bathroom to my husband like, oh my gosh, feel my muscle, I have a muscle. And so there was a lot of little moments like that were just really made me proud. And I didn't think I was going to keep using the products when I signed up, and here I am 2 years later. I just really love the products and love how they're making me feel inside and out.
That's awesome. I feel like I agree with you there when you find different muscles that you didn't really know you had, and you're like, wait, that's a real thing. So how were you introduced to Isagenix? Was it by a family friend? I mean, who introduced you?
So Mike and Mary Evans introduced me. Their CPA is my old boss for the employer I worked for about 2 years ago. And so they were my clients, and they came in to do a meeting with my boss, probably about their tax returns or something. And a little into their meeting, our boss came out. He came and grabbed me and my other coworker, and he's like, hey, come taste these shakes that they're going to make for us. And I go in the conference room, and Mary and Mike literally have like this huge like cooler lunchbox with ice, bottled water, shake mix in it, and they blended up shakes for us right there in the office. And you know, like as I'm walking to the conference room to taste these shakes, I'm going like rolling my eyes in my head, like I don't want to do this. And I just like remember like grabbing the shake, like, oh, this is gonna suck. And then I tasted it and it was super yummy. And then my boss, he offered to buy my first 30-day pack, mine and my coworkers. So I wasn't going to say no to that. Probably, I don't know if I would have actually tried, like bought the products if he hadn't got me my first month's pack. And I'm so thankful that he did, because I love my products. I'm still using them 2 years later. So that's how I got introduced to the products.
That's awesome. Girl, you lucked out with your first month's paid for.
Yeah.
Okay. So I always see posts. I know I've made posts myself when you get that big brown box in the mail. I get mine and I'm like overwhelmed with excitement of, oh, what I order, you know? And I know some people receive that big brown box and they could feel nervous or anxious. You know, maybe they were forced into doing something, so they're not really all that thrilled to see that brown box. How did you feel when you first received your big brown box?
Well, I was so very like overwhelmed. When I opened it, like there was so many things in it. I literally like shut it back and pushed it away for like I think a week or week and a half. I didn't even touch it. And you know, when my boss said that he was going to buy shakes for us, I literally thought he was going to buy just shakes, but he bought us a whole 30-day pack. And so when Mary was asking me about like the cleanse and the ionics, I'm like confused as she's asking me it. And then when the box came and there was all this stuff, I kind of realized like, whoa, what did I just get myself into? What in the heck did my boss just buy me? I don't know what's going on. So I was really overwhelmed, and I was also like very standoffish towards Mary. Like I know she would have got on the phone with me and like walked me through my box and totally made me realize it's nothing to be scared of. But I was just like really cold shoulder to anything that she or Mike wanted to say. I didn't want to get invited to the health group. I was just doing this because my boss bought it for me. So I kind of had a negative attitude when I got my box, but I'm glad I opened it and used it.
That's funny. So after you opened it and when you got started, what did your first 30 days look like? Can you kind of walk us through the system you followed, and just really what it looked like? Because I know people can approach it from different directions.
Yeah, so I started with the schedule of doing one cleanse day a week, and I wanted to do cleanse days on Wednesday. And so I started it on a Thursday because I was really scared of the cleanse. So I'm like, well, I'll give myself 6 days before I do that. And so, yeah, so I started doing 2 shakes a day. I made, you know, the snacks. I only had the 30-day pack, so I really literally was only using the ISA snacks at that point. My third meal, I didn't really go all out outside the Isagenix products, other than I cut out soda and I cut out fast food. Like I went 3 months without either one of those. And I know that had a huge impact on just the results that I was able to get. And so I would do, yeah, the 2 shakes, the 2 snacks. My meals, my third meals, I pretty much still just cooked the same stuff that I cooked for my husband and daughter. And there would be times like if I made them French fries, I would try to have a salad or some rice or, you know, a smarter choice. But I didn't go all out like 100% organic and all of that. I tried to keep it as simple as possible so it wasn't too overwhelming at once for me.
That's awesome. So a couple things. Cleanse Day Wednesday. I know a lot of people on this call follow that.
Yeah.
When you gave up soda and fast food, did you find that to be hard, to be easy? Did you see that your cravings had been reset? A lot of people say they experience basically a reset in their cravings and what their body actually really wants.
Yeah, I kind of like go back and forth between that. But initially it was very hard. It was also, I cut way back. I have a big sweet tooth, so I loved sodas. I loved coffee with creamer, which I also gave up, and I love candy. So the sweet things that I gave up were the hardest part of the changes that I was making. But I didn't deprive myself of sweets. Like I would still have, once or twice a week, some sort of dessert in moderation. But as far as the fast food went, I didn't really miss it a whole lot. It was a little different, like if we were traveling and my husband and daughter were getting something out of fast food, then it was a lot harder to make a shake and drink that sitting in front of them. But it wasn't as hard as I thought that it would be to do that.
It's nice to hear you say that you would treat yourself one to twice, a week with a dessert, because some people think like, oh my gosh, I have to cut out all these things, and I can never eat this or that. And that's not really what it is. That's not really what we want people to do. It's important to treat yourself, rather than saying you're eating a diet. It's not a diet. You're filling your body with awesome nutrition. So after the first 30 days, what did the next 30 days look like? And I get this question a lot. When people first sign up, they always say, well, what do I do the second 30 days? And I always say, well, focus on the first. So what did the next 30 days look like?
They looked a lot different than I thought. Like I said, I started with a bad attitude, like, okay, I'm just going to use this because it's free. I am not buying these ever again. But obviously after about a week, I knew that was changing. And so when it came time for my auto ship to come, I just decided to go ahead and get another 30-day pack. And probably the first 3 or 4 months, I got a full 30-day pack and just really stayed focused on, making good habits and routines out of the lifestyle that I was starting. And did that answer the question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And I love how you use that term lifestyle, because that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So what I personally love about Isagenix is that it is so much more than a shake. A lot of people say, oh, it's that, that shake stuff. You're drinking a meal, yada, yada, yada. But it's so much more. Can you kind of dive into the ways you've benefited just in your life overall since being a part of Isagenix?
Yeah. So I think for me, the biggest benefit that I've had really just goes back to the self-confidence that I have in myself. Like I mentioned, I was at a really stressful job. I'm very thankful for my old boss, and especially that he bought that first 30-day pack for me. But working with him at his office, it just wasn't working out. And I kept trying to tell myself I can make it better. I can make it better. But there really wasn't anything that I could do that was going to change the factors that were stressful. And so, once I started getting that self-confidence back, I decided, yep, I can find a new place to work. And I got my resume together. I started sending it to people, and it was literally like 30 days later, I had a new job. And it just was a really great change for my life. And then also just like, I feel like that I interact with people better. One of the things at my old work that my boss would tell me is, your coworkers are intimidated by you. You're always like putting your stress on them and like basically making work miserable for people. And I really didn't like being that person. And it just seems like, once I started getting these products in my body and eating healthier, I just became a nicer, more enjoyable person to be around. My stress was just better, I was level-headed, I guess. I didn't wear my emotions on my face as much. If someone was saying something that I didn't agree with, well, before you would see it all over my face and in an angry fashion, whereas like now it's like, okay, I don't agree with that, but let's do it, and so that was a big thing for me. And then also just like learning about it. I'm finding that I'm just working on my self-knowledge of health and how it's affecting me, how it's affecting my family. And I just really like the learning aspect. A lot of what I've been starting to learn, and the longer that I'm with Isagenix, and the friendships that I've made a lot of great friendships in the community, the Experience Isagenix Health and business groups, just awesome people that you can always connect with. You know, if you don't have an answer to someone's question, there's always someone to reach out to, and you get to learn each person's personality, and you know where you can point people. And I've never had a time where someone said, no, I'm not going to help you. So that's also another great thing that I've gotten out of this Isagenix life.
That's awesome. I was actually just talking about that a few days ago. I was talking about all of the people who I've met through Isagenix and the percentage of my friends who I've met through Isagenix, and how I talk to them more on a daily basis than I do some of, my best friends today from home.
Right.
I'm also very, very grateful for that as well. So, sometimes we get that question of how much is it? I hear it costs a lot, yada, yada, yada. And I know you're an accountant, so I'm pretty sure you're probably good with your money. Maybe I should take some tips from you. But can you share from an accountant's perspective why you see Isagenix being a smart investment?
Well, I believe it's a smart investment because you definitely are getting more bang for your buck. If you look at it in a nutritional standpoint, $5 of Isagenix products does so much more for you than a $5 burger from Burger King or a $5 latte from Starbucks. It's just you're investing in your body and your health when you spend that money versus when you go and get something fast and convenient, or even things that you get from the store. The meat can have antibiotics and who knows what kind of chemicals in them. And we know that our soils are mineral depleted, and our vegetables aren't what we think they are. And so for me, it's just, more bang for your buck. You're getting a lot more nutrition like per dollar. And then also when you break down, I'm a big fan of buying packs. I almost always buy a pack of some sort when I'm making my auto ship, because per item it's cheaper when you buy the pack. And so when you take a pack and you break down the price, it's crazy to think about, what you can get. Like for the pace setter, I believe I put a post out a couple days ago. You get like 68 meals and like 80 snacks in your one price. And so, I know like the price tag of a pack to some people is shocking, but when you think about, okay, this is what you're going to be eating the next 30 days, and this is what it is per meal or per snack, and the benefits you're getting out of the nutrients in the products, it just seems, I need to use a nice word here, but it's the smart way to go. It's not more expensive when you just, step back and look at what are you spending your money on every week. You can stop at a gas station to get a snack and spend $5 for a soda and a candy bar that's just killing you. And so, yeah, that's why Isagenix is a good investment. Plus, if you start sharing this with people, you can start getting your products paid for. You can start making a car payment or a house payment. Like if you start diving into the financial side of this, then there's even more benefits to being in the community and sticking with Isagenix, because they really have a great compensation plan. And who doesn't want to get a text message every Monday saying you got $50, you got $500, you got $1,000 deposited on your ISA wallet. So that's also another great benefit to this company. And it's easy to share, just tell people like, oh, I remember when I felt like that. Thank God for my products. Now I'm feeling better, so it's penny wise, definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's awesome that the financial opportunities with this company are absolutely just endless. There's no stopping point. You can go as far as you want. You can do as little as you want. So what are your long-term financial goals?
Well, in regards to Isagenix, I'm really hoping by the end of this year to be paying for my whole family's products. So I use like all of the products. My husband and my daughter, they generally have a shake a day. So I'd like to be able to buy all of our products without, digging into the money that I get from my day job. And then I feel like I don't know what to expect after that point. I love my job and I love what I do every day. I love my clients and just watching them, just manage their finances better. Finances are very stressful for people. So helping them not be stressed out, it's very rewarding to, get systems down, get reports down, show them how to analyze and make good decisions. So I do love doing all of that. But at the same time, the couple of people that I've helped out with Isagenix and watching them start to develop and start to feel better and, like what they're seeing in the mirror, that is very rewarding too. So I feel like my Isagenix journey is going to go farther than I can even set my goals for right now. At this point, my goal is to just tell people about it. And, like I said, by the end of the year, I want to be getting free products basically. But after that, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years from now, I'm working from home full-time Isagenix and just doing taxes on the side. We'll have to see.
That's awesome. I could see you definitely getting there. You're moving at a pretty fast pace, and so if you keep it up, you're on the right track. So does anybody have any specific questions for Jess before we turn it back over to Allie? Going once, going twice. Well, I thank you so much, Jess, for sharing your story. That was absolutely awesome. I'm so happy to be on your journey with you, just like you're on my journey with me. And I think, is it Jamie taking over?
Both of us. We're going to just fill in some. Yeah, thank you guys so much. That was an awesome interview. Jess, you're amazing. Laura, you're the best host ever. So we just wanted to share a couple announcements with you guys, reminding you if you don't know, and also if you don't know, about the challenge coming up. So we have a few actually, and that's why I want Jamie to talk too. Jamie, do you want to talk about yours first?
Yeah, I can. So any dudes that are on this call, any dudes that we're getting away from the willy-nilly, like frilly stuff with all the women post on their challenges about losing your dress size, all this stuff. So basically we have a guy's challenge. If your husband, boyfriend, anybody who would not fit in with a regular challenge that we do, I typically do because I've been doing this 3.5 years and I know the culture. But for guys coming in, they may be like, I don't want to be part of this predominantly women group. So we have a separate guys group called Real Men, Real Results with Isagenix. And basically we're running a challenge. It's basically for bragging rights. There's no prize really. We actually have a WWF belt that we're going to mail to each other. We're going to take a picture. It's going to be like our little trophy for a little while we won that month, and then we're going to move to the next month and somebody else is going to get it. But basically it's all about participation, sharing your goals, results. There's fishing pictures, hunting pictures, like people shooting their bows, like doing outdoor activities. It's more about the whole lifestyle around being healthy while implementing Isagenix. So if you know any dudes that want to be part of that, you can do a 3-way message with me. I'd be happy to add them in. Eventually I'll be an administrator of that group. So that's basically in a nutshell. The guidelines are there. I can tag into that. So if you know of any dudes that want to jump on, just hit me up.
Awesome. I love it. I already connected you with my friend Tyler, and he was all about it. He's like, awesome. Yeah, no, that girl crap. We can talk about hunting.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's a good group.
Yeah, I love that idea, and that's a great opportunity, you guys, for guys that And then we also have the Fall Into a Healthier You challenge, which is our team-wide giant ISA family challenge, and that's going to be happening in the Isagenix Health group. If any of you aren't in that group, you can reach out to the person that invited you to this call, and you can get into that group. But this challenge is going to be amazing. I'm super excited about it. There's going to be live workouts every day. There's going to be mindset training with Rod Harrison and the Growth U team. There's going to be weekly giveaways, big cash prize at the end. First place is $500, second place $300, and third place $200. And it's just going to be awesome. I'm so excited, and it's going to be a big, giant fun challenge. So I really hope you guys hop on and join in. And yeah, there's that. Oh, and anyone local to Bozeman, we have a free hot yoga class tomorrow that Mary's putting together at Solace, and then we're having a tasting afterwards. So come, bring your friends, and yeah. Anyone else have any announcements? Any things I forgot? I think I covered it. All right. Well, we're a few minutes early, but I'll let you guys get back to your day. Thank you so much again, Jessica and Laura. You guys are amazing. And have a good night, everyone. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Colton.
Bye.